Welcome back to another episode of Unsinkable Theory, a show where we talk about our favorite movies and moments, and at the end we will decide if they're sinkable or unsinkable. What did we just watch?
The Joker. Or Joker.
There's
no joke.
Can you just call it Joker when we talk about it?
That's what it is. Joker.
When we do the intro, can you call it Joker?
You called me Joker.
Directed by Todd Phillips, $55 million budget, with the biggest opening weekend in October with $213 million.
Was there any competition in October?
I don't think there was much competition.
What came out in October?
Oh, Gemini Man came out on the same day last week.
Yeah, I said competition.
But you made a man.
I can't wait to bury this movie.
You made a man out of a man.
But that's for another time.
Director Todd Phillips,
it's good, yeah.
Most prominently known for directing The Hangover. So there was a little buzz on the internet on whether he could handle a dark-toned movie well, and a comic book movie as well. But I think
I like The Hangover.
he didn't pull his punches, and this was a great movie.
I did like it. I think the best character was the city.
Gotham.
Seriously. Yeah.
Hot take.
No, I don't think that's hot at all. I think that's its strongest part. I think it took a movie that could have been good and made it great. Because, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. He was awesome. I loved him.
Yeah.
But the city with, everything started bubbling and everything that was going on, just put it right over the top, and I thought it made it a great movie.
That
made it from good to great.
Yeah.
So me saying that the best character was the city, that's not a diss on Joaquin Phoenix or any other characters.
Yeah,
that's a positive.
I didn't
think
it was.
And I don't know what
You said
many
hot take.
what people are saying about the timing of the movie or anything like that, but I would say it was almost perfect. Like, it gave you that build up to the final scenes that was needed and to tell that full story. His dive into his mental state, like the dive and the build up of the city at the same time was perfect.
I thought they timed it perfectly. They gave it a perfect mesh. There was no too much city. There was no too much the Waynes. There's no too much Joker. No too much side characters. Everything was like evenly balanced, at least in my eyes. That's what I thought. So
I definitely liked the movie myself. I thought this was a very good first. I mean, I guess we don't know what the side effects of this movie will be and how well it did and what DC will change. But I felt like DC's always been really good at telling standalone stories. I doubt there's a lot of crossover in between their animation division and their live action movie division. Mm-hmm. But their animation division, they make stories. They use their roster of characters and they make stories. Now, granted, the roster of characters wasn't very big in this movie, but I think hopefully going forward we can get more. Everything doesn't need to be a giant cinematic universe. So having this be
I agree.
a small movie that doesn't necessarily lead into another movie or jump into another movie, it'd be. I know we're still talking about the Joker, but now I'm excited to see what small movie can they do next. Make a movie.
Was this in the 70s or the 80s?
I can't remember what year they said it was at the beginning.
There was a year?
They
said a year?
I don't remember.
So at the very beginning, I thought they said a year.
Like on the newspaper or like in yellow text?
Like the radio.
on the radio show. It looked like the 70s, but maybe...
It could have been in transition.
So here's the thing. I was thinking about this during the movie. It's a blessing and a curse that this movie is doing so well and is so great for DC. So on one hand, they want this, and Todd Phillips had said this during production and during their media runs, that this is a standalone movie. Yeah. It's just a Joker movie. It has no further connection, which, is awesome. That's great. I like that they can do these standalone movies and it doesn't need to be connected to anything. But this movie was so good, and then developing this character so well almost makes me want it to be a part of something bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that in that the Waynes were there. You get to see a political situation in Gotham City. You get to see, this character, become the Joker in a way that we've never seen before, and also see the start of Bruce Wayne and Batman, essentially, almost.
And Alfred, if that was Alfred.
And Alfred.
I mean, we've seen his parents die quite a few times now.
Well, here's the thing. The rumors around the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson is that it's supposed to be set earlier, not in like 2019 or any futuristic technology, so like 90s.
90s
so
would
20
be perfect.
years after would be roughly the age you would want this Batman
like a
to be.
teenage or early 20s
so
Batman.
So he would be 30s.
Oh, you think 30s?
20s, late 20s, 30s, which is I think the age they're shooting for this Robert Pattinson movie. So it almost lines up like it could happen.
Are they doing a steampunk Batman anymore?
I think so. I think if this movie, if they wanted to be like loosely connected, they just have it set in like maybe the early 80s or I don't know where the age would have to line up, but if it was sometime in the 80s, I think it would line up enough where you don't even have to worry about like throwing out continuity and all that.
Right. And so
it's close enough.
The only thing that doesn't line up is how does this Fleck Joker fight or be an enemy of Bruce Wayne? Well, he doesn't really need to be. It could be an inspiration, like the Movement.
Yeah, because he'd be pretty old by then.
Yeah, he would be really old.
I mean, he doesn't have to be the Muscle.
Right. Well, I'm just saying.
And he really
is. If they really wanted to connect it, they wouldn't have to do. They've already set it up well enough to do that, which is a blessing, but also, the curse is that it's a standalone movie, and I like that. I would prefer, honestly, if it just was the Joker movie and it didn't do anything else.
Yeah, I've kind of, earlier, a few years ago when I was younger, I wanted it to be, more movies, more, just seeing more of the character. Now I'm kind of in the camp where, like, just leave it. We don't need sequels for these movies. Yeah. Like, if this movie never had a sequel, I'd actually be happy. I prefer if it didn't have a sequel.
It doesn't need a sequel.
Or having him in another movie. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Home run.
It's good.
I mean,
exactly.
Yeah. I think they're finally.
And I don't even like DC, so.
Right. This is where they're gonna strike gold, I think.
Do you not like DC movies, or do you like DC characters?
I don't like DC movies.
Excuse me.
Okay.
I don't like DC movies. They've done a terrible job with their movies.
And I've heard people say this before too, is that Disney's struggling to recreate the gold that Marvel has struck in rebooting a Star Wars franchise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do they reverse engineer the Marvel method? And they own Marvel. They can't do it. So why would DC even try to do it? They should just stick to what they're good at, is letting creative people do their job.
With their characters. Use their roster characters and make their own little...
I mean, you got Shazam, which at least in our eyes did very well.
Yeah.
And now you got this.
Right.
You got two in a row. Boom, boom. Wonder Woman. Aquaman, I would put a little lower than those other three movies, but it was still good enough. Right. It was still loads better than that. Justice League.
I still love that poster, though.
Yeah, it's good art.
It is good art. But, yeah, I mean...
Posters 10.
We can get back to talking about Joker, though.
Okay. So something I want to bring up. It wasn't necessarily like a Shyamalan twist, but I thought there was a lot of little twists in there that, like, when he started the relationship with the girl that lived on his floor.
Spoiler section.
Okay. I mean, we got a little spoiler already in there. But when he started the relationship with her, and he had, the subway scene had happened, and he just immediately went to her apartment, and it was just like, okay. And then, like, we see them again together at the club. It's like, what's going on here? Like, do they like each other? Like, they just flirted with making handgun signs and no relationship has been.
Why would she even go for a guy like that?
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah. I mean, maybe they gave some sense, but they didn't give us anything.
Yeah.
And then when it revealed that when he walked into that apartment later that night, and she kind of walks out of her kid's bedroom, I was like, I saw her, I was like, oh yeah, this must have been his psychosis.
Oh no, the first thing I thought was, oh, he's just facing the other way, and she doesn't know who it is because she can't see his face.
Well,
that's all I thought.
That was my whole thing was going into this movie. It's like, how much of this movie is going to be reality and how much of this movie is going to be Arthur Fleck being crazy.
I think the only parts that were fake were with Zazie Beetz. I think that was the only part that was fake.
That opening scene on the TV show too.
Yeah, but that was clearly fake. Yeah.
With the ending of him being in an insane asylum, was any of it real? Was he dreaming? Was he imagining it as a joke?
I think you're getting too deep. I think this.
Well, no, that's the point. Isn't that the point?
No,
of that
I don't think. I don't think
was
that's
that.
The only
no, he's in Arkham now. He's in Arkham.
So
he's the Joker.
They caught him for killing his mom and the two people on the subway.
Yeah.
No, I think that happened. I don't think it's supposed to be.
Or was it?
No.
Hold on. Or was it he was? They mentioned him being locked up before. Was it all a figment of his imagination, and he never ever actually got out of the insane asylum?
I remember that part. I don't know if it has any bearing. The only reason why I think that it did actually happen.
Oh, that part, yeah.
The only reason I think that it all actually happened, besides the Zazie Beetz part, was that you're in the DC universe. Like, this is Gotham. This stuff would happen.
That's true.
So
yeah, okay. I think it happened.
But maybe it didn't. Who knows? Maybe the director will pull a J.K. Rowling and just start making up shit that didn't actually happen, saying that it happened.
So that's the point, is to get you to wonder.
I don't think this is an Inception ending.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure this wasn't an Inception ending. Yeah, I'm pretty. Dude, I
didn't hear any French horns.
I think you're getting a little too deep into it. I think this happened. He got caught. He's now the Joker, and he
committed the murders. The riots happened.
That's what I felt reasonable to understand.
That's what I felt like. He's now in Arkham. It wasn't leaving me a wide open thing to speculate about.
That is a good point, though. I do remember when they said that he was, because he was talking to the social worker. It might have been the first time he met her or the second time. She said she had mentioned something about his time in the hospital.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So, no, he's right that happened. Does it have
No, I remember he was banging his head, and I think what happened, he did something crazy. They put him in holding, and then now he has to see the psychiatrist or social worker because of an incident previous.
It could have been related maybe to his trauma.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's something... that has weight.
So then back to
those things didn't
the
happen.
twists. For a hot second there, I was like, okay, is this Joker gonna be Bruce Wayne's older brother? I'm like, okay, this could be an interesting thing. Not that they're gonna continue it, but just an interesting foundation for the Joker. And then that quickly got swept away. But I was just like, there was all those little things. I was like, okay.
So you had that twist, but then they twisted that with another twist that his mom was actually crazy.
He was crazy, and he was adopted, and I was like,
you had Paperboy out here giving away all the files.
Paperboy. This was a whole
all about Atlanta that Paperboy.
Cast was this movie. Overall, though,
time out though, because that was just making me think of Arkham, and then what they had Arkham there. Chicago is a beautiful city. I think Chicago makes a perfect Gotham.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, I think they made Chicago look awesome as Gotham. I don't know.
Used it for Dark Knight too?
Did they use it? Okay, that's what I thought too. Because I thought I recognized the building
very
where they
Chicago-y.
had the end fight. The end fight scene with the cops and all the mercenaries was
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Yep. For sure.
But yeah, I just gotta say, Chicago's really good as Gotham.
That's what they used again for.
Joker? Yeah, they filmed in Chicago.
I did not know that.
De Niro getting capped.
Whenever you see the only city in America that has the subway or some trains that are lifted is Chicago.
New York has the L train.
I thought only Chicago did.
Nope.
Because I thought that's why they filmed that part of
Spider-Man. The L train in Brooklyn, it's called the L because it's elevated.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
I thought it was.
But no, there's not many. It's still a beautiful city. That's what they filmed. Doesn't matter.
That's what they filmed a lot part of Spider-Man in Chicago because of the train.
Yeah, there's an elevated train in New York. That doesn't matter though. De Niro getting capped.
I thought that was a rare thing.
Thoughts?
Apparently, the dude's been killed like 17 times in movies. This is 17th time dying in a movie.
This is the only movie I can remember him dying in. So
that's why I mentioned it.
I don't even remember. You said that he died in Heat.
That's what
I don't remember him dying in Heat, but apparently.
So this is what I was waiting for, the little twist on, Arthur Fleck being crazy on that end scene. So my whole thing was going into that scene was like, is this actually happening? Or is he like sitting on his couch looking at the TV, watching the Murray show? That was kind of what I was expecting. And I was a pleasant surprise that that didn't actually happen. And I really liked the direction that they went, him being on the streets of Gotham. The scene where his head's on the car window really seemed like a mirror to The Dark Knight when the Joker... Heath Ledger's Joker was in the back of the cop car, and he was, like, hanging out the window.
I wanted him to hang out the window. I was like, oh, is he going to hang out the window?
Yeah, so, I mean, I thought it was kind of like a callback to that, so that was pretty cool, too.
It was just cool. The whole movie was just...
The music, too, and then the build-up the whole time, it was just...
Yeah.
The perfect, like... Didn't need as much or any action to really, like...
But it gave you
for that.
But it definitely was a slow start.
But it gave you action.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm just saying it was definitely a slow start.
It's the edge.
Maximum edge.
I mean, when he fired those first shots in the subway, I thought almost that was a vision that he was having.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was real. I was like, fuck yeah.
Well, I mean, I was just like, okay, he's having a vision. I was like, oh no, this is real.
Well, so when I saw the rating, it was for. It said like strong graphic violence, and so when I saw those scenes, I knew those. I didn't know they were real, but I had a strong feeling that they'd be real. 'Cause part of the rating was that the graphic violent scenes or something, whatever they had said on there. So, verdict. Billy, you wanna go first?
Oh, we're already doing a verdict?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's unsinkable. This movie cannot be sunk.
Yeah. Unsinkable. I'd say this is a movie people are going to be talking about for a long time. It's going to be an iconic Joker, just like Heath Ledger. Hopefully nothing happens to Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's okay, though.
He needs to eat.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was really skinny.
Man needs to
he
eat.
looks better. I saw some videos of him showing up to shows and stuff like that in LA, so he looks good. Also, the political statements in this movie seem to mirror some that are happening today. And, you know, I give him props for doing a good job.
I think it was good. This is me taking off my life jacket because we don't need that shit. Unsinkable. Unanimous.
Unanimous.
I just back to that. The whole this is what happens when you put a mentally unstable person in a society that doesn't care or whatever. That whole I was like, what? Ooh, they really because you know how companies like to play it safe, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever you had those Jack Reacher movies with Tom Cruise. Every time there's a shooting, there seems to be a Jack Reacher movie coming out, and they postpone it a month. And it's like even though he's not killing civilians, he's killing crooked cops or bad people or whatever. I just felt like this movie and just nothing's happened unfortunately too recently, but just that part right there, I was like, wow, I can't believe I couldn't believe they put that into the movie. It just seemed like a company would not put that into the movie.
That's the Joker, maybe.
Because, they barely
Can you just call it Joker?
Because,
the character.
You know when the cops are getting taken down?
Can you just call him Joker?
You know when the cops are getting taken down in the subway? They don't show the cops getting hit.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, nothing's going to happen to these cops. And then kind of, they pan away, you see people
I thought
kicking.
they were going to kill them cops.
I thought they were going to kill...
that's
but I feel like they didn't.
That's playing it safe.
That was playing it safe.
I think they should have killed the cops.
We just can't have me straight up killing cops,
right. They got beat up.
They got beat up,
yeah.
I mean, those cops in the car accident. But then again, that's a car accident. People die in car accidents.
Right.
You think that cop died in the car?
I think that there were two of them, and I think they both died.
I want to know what their plan was. Like, hey, let's bust him out, but let's hit him on the bleeder side.
I don't know if they purposely busted him out. Do you think they purposely?
No.
I thought that was an accident.
Looked into the car, and they were like, oh, that's the dude.
Shit.
Oh, shit. It's your boy.
This is what we doing.
Can you just call him Joker?
That's Joker. No, so
this is
I really
Joker?
liked the just one final comment. I liked him being on a TV show because that's almost a iconic position for Joker to be in himself. I specifically can name Dark Knight Returns, the animated movie.
Oh, he's always talking to Batman or Gotham,
right?
Via
where
TV.
He's on TV, and he's on a talk show on that one. Dark Knight Returns Part 2, I believe. Or no, Part 1, because Part 2 is about Superman mostly. So Part 1, Dark Knight Returns, he's on a talk show, and he kills everybody. So, It's about him being rehabilitated and then he kills everybody.
And that's the thing.
So seeing that, and then him, going AWOL was just.
I kind of thought he was going to get out, but I realized classic Joker. A lot of his time, like I felt, helped building him, is in Arkham. Is like the Arkham experience.
Yeah.
So like this Joker didn't go to Arkham, he wouldn't have that Arkham experience.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure he'll get out.
Oh,
Unsinkable.
Yeah, Unsinkable.
He doesn't need to get out. We don't need a sequel.
No.
Joker.
They'll just explain it away, J.K. Rowling style, like we were talking about.
Joker.
All right, see you guys later.